our next attack is going to be the shoulder clamp sweep off of a failed double under sweep. So again, we're going to do the same setup. I do a collar tie push, I get my first grip, so shallow underhook, I get an overhook. If Darren's being really defensive, he's trying to pull his hips away, I manage to get my hips in square, and I'm going to pull Darren forward, and I'm going to upgrade this shallow underhook to a deep underhook. So you can see when I fall backwards, I'm bringing my hand over to the far lat here. My knees are off the floor, I have active hooks, shoulders are off the mat, chin is forward. I extend with my legs, and I pummel through, and I get my second underhook. On the way back down, I'm going to bring Darren's arms from a Y position where he's able to post and defend if I try sweep him. So I'm going to bring him from a Y position to an I position here. I go from an S grip to a gable grip or a butterfly grip, so whichever works for you. Let's say when I try to sweep Darren, he posts out onto his left hand, and I find I'm just not able to get my double under sweep going. So what we'll do is our top hand, which is my left hand, I'll take a trap grip and I'll isolate his top arm here. So I'm going to pinch my ear towards my shoulder. I take out the underhook, and I'm able to take out the underhook because I'm after getting my training partner to post onto his left hand. So once he posts onto his left hand, trap grip, isolate the arm, and then we join our hands here. So I can take like a gable grip, or I could take like a modified butterfly grip. So the next thing I want to do is open up my right elbow. I bring my elbow to his chin, and I make sure my left elbow is at 12 o'clock, and my right elbow is at 6 o'clock. So I'm on my right hip, I'm going to roll to my left side, and I'm going to bring my right elbow to 12 o'clock. So left elbow is at 12 now, I'm going to roll to my left hip, and then bring my right elbow to 12 o'clock. Left foot goes to the floor, and I elevate with my right leg, so we can come into the mount where we have the arm isolated. We can start going into our head and arm attacks, or attacking the arm by itself. So again, it's a push, we get our first attachment, overhook. See the way my opponent is posting here? So I'm going to upgrade my grip, so I went from a shallow underhook to a deep underhook. Knees are up towards my chest, I extend and I pummel this hand through. I take an S grip, so if Darren tries to pull away, it should be very hard. A really important detail here as well is if I'm lazy with my head position, Darren might be able to frame on my head and push away and break the grip. So it's really important I put my chin over his back. If he tries to do it now, this should be hard. So I scoop my hips underneath Darren's hips, and now you can hear the sound when the weight goes onto his hands. I'm going to bring him from a Y position to an I position, so I have a butterfly grip here. If I try to sweep and Darren posts out on his left hand, I take a trap grip, or I can grip his armpit. Gable grip, I isolate his top arm with my ear, so I'm pinching my ear towards my shoulder. I open up my elbow and I bring it to the near side of his head. My elbows are now at 12 and 6. I'm on my right hip. I'm going to go to my left side and elevate with my right leg and my right elbow. I'm going to look to my left side as well. So I'm going to look to my left, elevate with my right leg and my right elbow to come up on top and start sweeping from here. We'll do it one more time in real speed. So we've worked on the idea of being able to chain our different sweeps together. So let's run through this. So we're going to do our failed shoulder clamp sweep to a head and shoulder clamp sweep. So in the beginning we were saying that it's important that we have frames on our training partner's knees or our training partner's hips. If Darren tries to come forward, I can use my hands as well on his shoulders. I can turn this into grips, or I can use this to off balance him and get him to post. On our first setup, we managed to get our training partner to post with a collar tie push. I took an underhook and an overhook, and I was able to scoop my hips in and sweep with our overhook sweep from butterfly guard. On our second one, we did the exact same setup. So we're here, and I found that like Darren was just pulling away from me. I couldn't get under his hips, so I'm going to pull his weight forward, and I'm going to scoop my hips under at the same time here. I have a shallow underhook. I upgraded to a deep underhook. I brought my knees to my chest, shoulders off the floor. I extended my legs, and then I got my second underhook. I took an S grip and I put my chin over my training partner's shoulder. The reason we did this is the further my chin goes away, the easier it is for Darren to frame, and then he can get some separation. We were saying that on the way down, we wanted to bring our training partner's arms from a Y position to an I position. So if you can bring him to an I position, it's harder for our training partner to post and stop the sweep. So we pull our hands up towards his head. I upgrade from an S grip to a cable grip or even a butterfly grip. Now when I try sweep Darren, it should be a lot harder for him to post and defend the sweep. But let's say that in the middle of the scramble, I was trying to sweep him, or I'm just not able to elevate him. I'll just use my elbows on my upper body position to get him to post, so I can upgrade my grip. So now I have head and arm control here. On our next technique, we went into our shoulder clamp sweep. Let's say I wasn't able to bring my right elbow to the near side of his head. So if I try to bring his elbow to the near side, he's just kind of tracking my arm. What we're going to do is we're going to do a head and shoulder clamp sweep. So the last one was just shoulder clamp sweep where we brought him to our left side. This time I'm not able to free my elbow because Darren just tracks my elbow with his head. So what we do is we bring our right hand up towards the ceiling and I grab my forearm. My elbow goes on his ear. My ear pinches his arm in towards my shoulder, so I'm isolating his top arm. I'm going to make him do a chin tuck here, so I roll my right elbow to 6 and my left elbow to 12 here. This puts a lot of pressure on his neck. I put my right foot into the floor, elevate with my left leg. I start to bring my right leg in closer so we can come up on top with the head and arm isolated, or we can start going into different attacks. So again, we'll just start on our double under position. So I tried to bring him from a Y position to an I position. So we're here, have my gable grip. I find that I'm not able to sweep Darren, so I'm just going to make him post so I can upgrade my grips. If I try to upgrade my grips when there's no weight on his hands, Darren just can pull his arm free here. So what we want to do is roll to our side and make him post. Alright, so we could also use this to start setting up different sweeps, but for now we're going to use it to upgrade our grips. So I took a trap grip, I took my right hand out, and we have our hands connected with a gable grip. On our shoulder clamp sweep, I was able to bring my elbow from the far side to the near side. But if Darren keeps his head tucked and I'm not able to bring my elbow around, you can see he's also like pressuring my top shoulder to the mat. What we'll do is we'll go deeper with this right hand here. So it's kind of like a butterfly grip. Elbow goes in on his ear and I tuck his chin towards his chest here. My right foot goes to the floor and I elevate with my left leg and I try bring my hips higher than my training partner's hips. So I'm going to press my right foot into the floor and hips go higher here. If you find your opponent trying to push back, we just start stepping our right leg closer towards his hips, come up on top, and we take them out. So we're going to do this again in real speeds. So chain our attacks together.